Well, it's been an incredible year. It's been a wonderful honor and also a big responsibility to represent 3.5 million teachers across the United States of America. We've gotten to do it in all kinds of different settings, from small town Midwest Kansas to Washington, D.C. National Policy Forum for policymakers. And so it's been great to bring teacher voice to all those different venues, to encourage teachers at a time that's it's a challenging time to be a teacher. And so I think it's important to encourage teachers during this time, but also to be a voice in other arenas where teachers may not have a voice otherwise. I think one thing I've seen across the country and now here in Australia is there are incredible teachers doing amazing work for our children, and too often we don't hear their stories. But it's been so inspiring to go to all of these different places and talk to teachers about what they're doing in their classroom and what's going on with their students, and just being completely inspired by what's happening across the country. So that has really been encouraging for me to reinforce those beliefs that there are great teachers doing great work everywhere. I think this has been a great opportunity to remember what really matters in the classroom, and so I think I'm going to be a lot more bold in the choices I make to be sure that what I'm doing is really going to matter for students down the road, and what they love to do, and developing their skills and their strengths, and not necessarily conforming to what might be in the curriculum, but really making a choice driven in wisdom of what I've seen this whole year for what's best for students and what's really going to give them the best chance in their future. So I would love to have administrators be not just data driven, to be data informed and wisdom driven, so that they are combining that wisdom and data to really move practice forward, that teachers feel trusted to do their work, that they have space to be creative, and they have safety to be creative and be innovative for what students need, not in a reckless way, but in a way that really is driven by the wisdom of their experience, knowing their students well and doing what is necessary for them. So I think administrators really taking that perspective that it's a learning organization for everyone in the building, that teachers need to grow in their practice and they need growth and opportunity, and that students need that as well, and they need teachers who are learners. I think we need to be careful about putting too many eggs in one basket, which is a standardized test score. I think that can be part of multiple measures, that we need to think about what do we use those test scores for? What does research tell us that they should impact? And there's a lot of research that makes me hesitant to use test scores for things like teacher evaluation. There's a lot of mixed research there, so I'm hesitant to say that we should use that for high stakes decision making, but it should still inform us on where our students are, where gaps are in different demographics. I think that we really need to push toward better inter-rater reliability and observation, so that principals are all seeing the same thing, grading the same way, so that we give better feedback to teachers, that evaluation is a learning process for teachers, and that we have the opportunity to learn from one another. I think a huge step forward would be to find time and opportunity for teachers to see one another teach, to plan together, to look at common assessments and talk about the differences in student performance and how we got that way. I think that's what's going to really move our performance forward, is learning from the expertise all around us. In the United States, we look at the international test scores, and of course I want us to be tops in the international test scores, but the question we need to ask ourselves is, what is the opportunity cost for that? I don't want to do that and sacrifice creativity in our classrooms, music education, physical education. I think a strength of American education has been creativity and innovation and independent thinking. And I think that, I spent 2 months living in China, and I did not see those. They had great test results, but I didn't see that same innovation and creative thinking. And so I had Chinese principals coming to my classroom to see how we were doing that in America, and now we're chasing them. So we're kind of in this cycle. I think we need to be sure not to lose what is great about our individual systems while still learning from others to enhance what we do. I would ask us to think about, what do we want for children? I think we want great teachers in every classroom. I think, how do we inspire people to go into classroom teaching? And one aspect is to celebrate great teaching and what that looks like. And so when we do the opposite, I think that hurts our talent pool for who's going to go into the teaching profession. And instead, if we were to focus on celebrating teachers who make incredible differences, and these are powerful stories for what teachers do. They did it in my life, and I've been blessed to have the opportunity to do it for some students. We celebrate these stories and we highlight these heroes and the work that they do for children. I think we can inspire more talented young people to go into the profession, which is what I think we all want for children.